In this tutorial, I will show you how to use EndNote's Cite While You Write tool. First, open up EndNote and make sure your references are properly inputted into your EndNote library. You may have different libraries, so make sure you have selected the appropriate library. Next, open up your Microsoft Word and put the cursor where the selected citation will be inserted. So here I've put the cursor behind the word technology, and I'm going to go back to EndNote, and I'm going to select the reference. And so let me just find one to use as an example. And if I were to, here's one on ICT, select this citation by Cole, because it's highlighted, it's the one that's selected. So I've selected the Cole reference. I'm going to go back to my Word document, and wherever the cursor is, that's where the citation will be inserted. Click on the Tools drop-down menu. Go to the first tool, which is the EndNote Cite While You Write tool. And you notice on the right-hand side, there's a button called Insert Selected Citation. I'm going to go ahead and click that. So Microsoft Word has now inserted the Cole reference, and I'm going to just put an extra space in here because my EndNote doesn't put an extra space before the cursor, so just make sure that it's spaced out properly. And if I go down to the reference list at the bottom of the article, you can see that the Cole reference is now added to the citation list. Okay, that's how you insert the selected citation using the Cite While You Write tool. I'm going to show you two other features that I think you'll find handy. The first is how to add a page number. So if you mouse over a certain citation, and if you right-click that citation, you can go to the Edit Citation button, click on More, and down here, if you put the page number, and I'll just put page 30 as an example, it has now added page 30 to the reference. Okay. The last thing that I'll show you that I think you'll also find handy is this citation list, the one that that EndNote automates for you, it's created using EndNote programming language, and that's why it's grayed out and you can't edit it. If there's any need to fix any of these citations, let's say Cole's name was misspelled or something like that, you would actually come back in your reference list and update the misspelling here. And so that's how you would do it. But if there's a need to clean this up and to strip the Word document of all of the EndNote programming language, if you will, what you would need to do is click on Tools, go to the EndNote drop-down menu, and notice down here there's a button called Convert to Plain Text. If you click on the Convert to Plain Text, it'll prompt you. It says this command will create a new copy of your Word document and remove all the special EndNote marks from it. Do you want to continue? And you're going to click OK. So notice here that there's no more grayed out text, and it's just plain Microsoft Word text, and you can edit it however you want to edit it at this point. I would recommend doing this as your final step before sending it to an editor if you're using an editor, because likely your editor does not have EndNote and they'll want to work with your citations in this plain text format. An important note to make here is that once you convert it to plain text, you cannot convert it back into EndNote. So use this wisely, use it when appropriate, but also know that you cannot convert it back into the EndNote software. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, a lot of these Quirky EndNote needs can also be found just by doing a simple Google search. And so I would recommend there to look there in case you have any additional questions.